This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Want to chime in on what's happening with your favorite KFAN program? Make your voice heard on the Bradshaw and Bryant text line. Let us know what you have to say by texting your message to 64686. That's 64686. That's standard message and data rates apply.
Yeah. And thanks to Billy Crudup, who was the first person to use the talkback this morning.
The actor?
That's right, yes. Russell Hammond from Almost Famous. He said, I am a golden god.
Happy birthday, fellas.
I love that movie. That is literally top 3 for me. Almost Famous, top 3.
Oh, Almost Famous.
It's so good.
It's
so
best.
good. Yeah, it's excellent.
When they sing Tiny Dancer in the tour bus, I cry every time.
Yeah, which wasn't a big song at the time.
Right. How about that? Pretty cool. When he goes, I have to go home, and she goes, you are home.
Yeah.
I love that.
Then he starts sobbing.
Yeah, he starts sobbing.
No, you.
And then he makes out with her. And I make out with whoever's in the room with me.
What if nobody's in the room?
Well, then, come here, kitty, kitty.
I don't know what you're trying to do.
Johnny Bones?
He's not back from getting coffee.
Johnny Bones? Nobody?
No.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to do the news without him. He's offended.
No, he's definitely not.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey, presented by the St. Paul Saints.
Thank you, St. Paul Saints. The St. Paul Saints return home to begin a 6-game series against the Iowa Cubs at CHS Field tonight. Darren McCahan starts for St. Paul tonight. I wanted him to tell me how to say his last name. Is it McCahan?
He would know.
It's more of a bird call.
McCahan. McCahan. Kill deer.
Oh.
McCahan starts for St. Paul tonight. First pitch is 7:07. Get on down to St. Paul, CHS Field. Best place to catch game. I love it. And
Great spot.
Isn't it weird how quickly life goes by? I mean, doesn't it seem impossible that we've already done the St. Paul Saints bat boy punishment?
Yeah. Now we got to come up with a new one.
Yeah.
And do we know if Charch is going to do it?
I think it should be going to Marney's pool party.
Yeah. Corey will lose on purpose.
From the sounds of it, it is punishment. So far, no one is coming.
Margie, my dear love. My dear love.
Yeah.
If you do it a week from this Sunday, I will be there. But I'm going to see my mother and father this weekend. It's my brother's birthday. I'm going to go see him. It's my last opportunity to go home before summer and then football season. But if you move it back one sweet week, I commit to being there. And I will wear the slimmest, smallest amount of bathing suit possible.
My God.
You promise?
It will look like I am. It'll look like I brought Brillo pads.
Yeah. He's basically going to wear an eye patch.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because it'll cover everything.
Yeah. You remember, I will make Borat blush.
Oh, my God.
Is that enticing you enough to change the date?
I'm listening.
I think you just canceled the whole thing.
How many people are on our Power Trip text chain? Like a 12, 15?
Yeah, something like that. Probably, around 12, I guess.
Okay, so as you guys know, I sent out a text yesterday. It was like 10 in the morning. One person replied to the text. It was Carly.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's
she said,
the end of the story.
She said, who dis?
Yeah. Moss said you had me Paris said you had me at no Muss because he pees in the pool.
Yeah, Muss did ruin his own invitation.
I guess I meant responded with like any sort of non-joke.
Yeah.
Oh.
And two people texted me on the side that they cannot be there. Mm-hmm. And the first one is the only guy I thought was going to be there. Tommy. Yeah.
He's got another drinking engagement that he has to go to.
Yeah.
His summer is very booked.
Yeah, very booked. Yeah.
Well, listen, Mars, even if I'm the only one that comes, I will, if you move it back a Sunday, 1 week, I will be there because we're opening for Sarah Evans there, at the Pierce Freedom Fest.
I know.
Freedom Fest. And you will be there.
I'll be there.
And then I will leave there, and I will go straight to your house. shower at your place,
Well, no.
and I will stay there the entire time.
Let's work on the details of the plan.
Okay,
Other than that, it sounds great.
great. All right, good. It's
Are
being
you
moved back.
what kind of a vehicle? Like, should I be a roadie with you for the weekend? Like, do you need your amps tuned or something?
Yeah, I could use that. Yeah.
I meant the actual amplifiers on the stage.
All right.
Is Vagina coming with you?
Yeah, she is.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then that'd be great. I'll take 2. No, that'd be great.
No,
Is it a menu?
That sounds great. I'll have
we're
that.
just planning to drive up by ourselves, which now seems like a really smart idea.
Probably a good idea. Yeah. Because you'll stay. The Dillos, and then Sarah Evans, and then Dylan Scott. Will you stay for the whole show?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. So you could definitely ride.
You're
with
on
us.
camera. Poor Dylan Scott.
Oh, was she making faces?
No, I did not make.
No,
I
that
did
was
not.
bonus. Bonus went 2 thumbs down. No, I'm just kidding.
By the way, we are on camera right now, Morris. I don't think we told
Why?
you that, but the whole show today is on the cam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah.
Your mom's watching?
Is Luna watching? No, Lola.
There you
Hi,
go.
Lola.
That's you said Louis. That's my son.
No, I said Luna.
Oh.
Sorry.
Lola. Yeah. She's probably not up yet, but she'll watch the podcast later.
I don't mean to brag, but my son just slept for 11 hours.
Dude, that's great.
You 11.
Great. Well, he was drunk all day.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to Maynard's. He sat up by the wharf.
And is he in
after
the
his dad.
best mood?
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
when you wake
It's
up
the
from
best.
Oh.
kids after a long sleep.
It's the one thing I
so
miss.
happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know about the song Lola, right?
Isn't that
The Kinks.
I
Yeah.
know about it, like
Yeah.
that it
Is that-
exists.
Is that what your mom's is your mom named after that?
Lola.
Is your mom named after that?
Now he's trying to
No.
offend you so he doesn't have to go to the pool party.
No, I can't wait to go to the pool party.
No, her actual birth name is Loyola, like the
Is it
university.
Marymount?
Yeah,
Oh.
I think
Wow.
it must be a Bible name or a saint name. Is there Loyola?
Boney?
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
That's her birth name, but everyone calls her Lola or Lou, Lu.
Also with you.
I call her ma'am.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Have you met her?
Sure have. I met her in a club down in Old Soho.
Okay.
How's,
we drank champagne and it tastes like Coca-Cola.
Everybody's travel plans for Detroit Lakes. Are we all set for the weekend?
Did you want to ride with me again? Because I plan on using no hands.
No, I was just asking and making sure everyone is set and settled and see if anyone needs a ride.
That sounded
from
way filthier than
me.
that, too. I apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will ride with you.
No. Anyone but you.
But you don't get a ride back.
You can ride back with me, Hogs.
It would be rude to bring someone somewhere and then leave them there, like Hawk did last year when we went to the restaurant. He drove me to the restaurant, and he was like, "Well, you can find your way home, right?" I'm like, "What?" And he just left.
Were you meeting your family?
Me?
Yeah, wasn't that you?
No.
Wait. You
He-
dropped? No.
I think you brought me home.
I was sick of you.
Wait, you drove Marney to DL, dropped her off. We were all hanging out, and you went home.
I didn't go home. I went to the
That's
hotel.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
And-
Oh, yeah.
But
And
you wanted to
Yep.
he looked at me and he said, "You can find your own way back, right?"
Well, yeah.
And then he just left.
Why didn't you go? I thought you did show up.
I was there. She's saying I was there. I had dinner.
Yeah, he sat at that.
Oh, yeah.
we were
I was
You were
outside.
right there across from me.
I was there, yeah.
Sitting at the water.
Yeah, with
Chloe
Chloe,
was
yeah.
scooping
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was there for a little
She
bit,
wanted
and
to
then
get
he.
that young man arrested. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
That was the cutest
Yeah.
thing ever.
Arrest him.
She wanted to call the cops.
Yeah.
That was fun.
No, I was ready to go and you weren't, so I figured you'd be cool. And you were cool. You were
And
back
then-
with Paris,
Well,
remember?
you told me what I was
Yeah.
doing, so
And then your
You
lawyer
listened.
showed up. Didn't Lawyer Lambert show up?
No, he sure did.
yeah.
Yeah. He went back with you.
Just nuts everywhere.
Oh, my God.
He can't help himself. He said, is this
Tickle a
the
lizard.
pool?
Is this
Is this the pool?
Why does he have hands like that?
I don't know why he does that. I have no idea. Anyway.
Is this the pool?
Yeah, so I will be driving straight from Detroit Lakes to Indiana.
Indiana.
So
okay.
I will be riding by myself.
Okay.
Sorry, love. I'm not.
No, I'm glad you're going home, and it sounds like a it's going to be a good family time. That's wonderful.
Loyola is primarily a unisex name. It is more commonly used for girls. It's a name of Basque origin, meaning from the muddy place.
Please don't.
Oh. Wow.
Please. No. Mommy.
The muddy place.
You're normally not allowed there, aren't you?
That's the bar Tommy's going to. That's why I can't go to the pool party.
What is it, my birthday?
Oh, my God. What?
Just move on.
The muddy place.
Move on.
Associated with the town of Loyola in Spain. The name also has a strong connection to the founder of the Jesuit order, Ignatius of Loyola. So there you go.
All right.
Iggy.
Iggy. Okay, cool.
Yep, that's okay. Cool. Where was it? Oh yeah, news. News. It's time for the news. Hey, Johnny Bones.
Yes, sir.
This guy who's throwing for the Saints tonight. Hold on.
Who is it?
I'll tell you in a minute. His name is Darren McCahan. Is that how you say it?
McCagan, I think.
McCagan. Okay.
But I'm not totally sure about that.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. Cool. Well, never mind then.
Yeah, he's a veteran minor leaguer.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
A guy who's had some time in the major leagues. Potentially a decent, seventh, eighth long guy out of the bullpen or a fifth starter.
Hey, Sweet Pea, how do they get paid, do you think, to be a St. Paul Saint, being just one step away
Boney's Sweet Pea.
from the...
I was wondering who he was addressing.
I was too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Being one step away from the majors, Boney.
I want to say like 80 grand,
Okay.
but
That's not a lot.
I don't really know. Actually, yeah, I don't really know
Okay. I wonder.
is the answer.
Gotcha. Minneapolis and St. Paul are two of the most stressed cities in the country. A new report by personal finance website Wallet Hub compares more than 180 cities based on metrics like average weekly work hours and divorce rates. The study ranks St. Paul 151st and Minneapolis 155th. South Burlington, Vermont ranks least stressed. The most stressed cities are Detroit and Cleveland. I didn't think we'd be that high. I thought we always did well in things like that.
Yeah, don't we usually have the good quality of life and
Yeah.
a lot of outdoorsy and bike paths and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which for some people can cause stress.
Yeah.
But for others is considered a good thing.
Yeah. So there you go. That's interesting. Here's a terrible story. The father of Jordan Manny Collins Jr. is in custody in connection with his son's death. Collins Jr. disappeared from Columbia Heights on May 8th, and after a weeks-long landfill search in Elk River, geez Louise, his body was found at the end of June. The Anoka County Sheriff's Office is treating the case as a homicide. Although Collins Sr. has not been formally charged, investigators continue to gather evidence and await forensic results to determine the exact cause of death. Took them forever to find that young man. They looked and looked and looked in that landfill. It's right on 169 as you head out of Elk River. Jeez Louise. Oof. So that's terrible. Why'd you have to bring that up? It's the news.
Why'd you bring that up?
Because it was the news. Music fans may be feeling some kind of way after musical artists attracted large crowds at the Taste of Minnesota in downtown Minneapolis. The event had to turn away people on Nicollet Mall over the weekend. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts and Cheap Trick headlined on Saturday, but just before Ludacris performed on Sunday.
Luda. That's an eclectic lineup.
It is, yeah.
A lot of bangers there.
Organizers announced that the concert had reached capacity and additional fans would not be allowed to enter. There are still reports of some people who pushed past security checkpoints and jumped fences. No arrests were reported. Johnny Bones was on the scene. He files this report.
Yeah, I did not know that they were turning people away. We had no problems getting in. Did it say either Saturday or Sunday that happened?
I believe it happened mostly on Sunday, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I thought it was a bigger crowd on Sunday for Ludacris than it was for the other two. I thought all four headliners, I guess, they had, Cheap Trick at 5:45, and then Joan Jett at 7:30, and then on Sunday it was Nerdy at 5:45 and Ludacris at 7:30, and I thought they were all fantastic. We had no problems getting in. And on Saturday I got in literally 5 minutes before Cheap Trick, so
that's great.
If it was filled up, it wasn't clear it was filled up. So
That's a great spot, man. We played the very first year they had it back. We opened for Third Eye Blind, and that's great.
Oh, yeah.
That's super fun, man.
I mean, it's a big parking lot, but there's a lot of great food trucks there with pretty long lines, but still good, and it was great.
I felt very secure. I mean, very cool. It's a cool place, yeah.
Not to mention, there was a Twins game from 1 to 4 of both of those days to kind of lean into it.
Bonus.
It was great. I mean, it was fantastic. It was great. We did a little food, little Runyons.
Oh,
had some buffalo wings.
Oh, the best.
Check out Nerdy. Check out Ludacris. Good.
You may have talked about this last week, but how was the Killers last week at the
Killers at the Palace were fantastic.
How'd you get tickets to that? Didn't you have to be a member or something?
So I didn't get tickets. Somebody else got tickets. You needed to have like a special credit card or something.
Yeah.
And so
Visa, Discover.
there's a Wells Fargo autograph card, I think was the name of it. I could be wrong. I don't know. But yeah, it was as a result of that, there were only the tickets were only like $38. Apparently they were reselling for $900 or $1,000, something crazy, because it's the Killers at a small venue.
Yeah.
You know, I remember last time they played Target Field, the night before they played Target Field, they played at First Ave. And those tickets sold out immediately, and they were crazy expensive.
Yep.
And I thought I really missed that, because I would much rather see them in a small venue like that. Well, it turns out Palace is even smaller than First Avenue. And it was fantastic.
Yeah, the Palace is sweet.
Yeah.
When Soul Coffee and Reunited, we saw them there. It was badass.
Their singer never actually tells a story or anything. They just go banger to banger to banger to banger to banger. And it was a lot of high energy.
Sweet.
You're talking about the Killers, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brandon had never, had very infrequently, and I would almost say never, performed live before they got a record deal.
Oh, really?
So when he first became a huge star, he was a star before he knew how to perform on stage.
Really?
It's an interesting story. Yeah.
Wow.
What's their best song? He's good at it.
Oh, man, everything. I like
Brightside.
all these things I've done. I love, there's so many.
Somebody told me is my favorite.
Somebody told me he's great.
And that was their lead song.
Oh, wow.
Coming out of it. And I was like, well, now I'm just playing with the house money.
Yeah,
Are We
correct.
Human is great. A River is Wild. I could go on and on. I love that band.
Yeah, it was really
wish
good.
I'd seen that show.
Yeah.
But I don't have an autograph super duper card.
Well, I don't either.
I probably do. I just don't have time to
There
look
was a
it up.
lot of debate as to there was a lot of debate as to whether or not the person that bought said cards would end up or bought said tickets would end up throwing us under the bus and trading them for just reselling them to somebody.
I couldn't say I blame them. Maybe did.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the news. There's more to tell you, but I'm sick of telling you bad stuff. So let's go back into the toy department, talk some sports.
Yay.
Let's do it.
Let's do that. We got Marney here, all things basketball. We got Bonesy here, all things baseball. And then the rest of us. Power too much on the Fan.
The Fan.
Last night there was a beautiful rainbow. This morning there's a beautiful sunrise. At least here in the Twin Cities. I don't know where you're at if you're listening on the Fan Radio Network in lovely Worthington. Thank you to lovely Worthington for having the Chris Hockey Band down. That's super fun. If you're up in DL, where the Power Trip Morning Show will be on Friday morning, come on down, watch us do that. It's free.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be fun.
Awesome.
Where are you going to be?
Sure.
Where are you going to be?
In Detroit Lakes.
But where indeed?
Right there on the beach.
The pavilion.
The pavilion.
The
right there on the
pavilion.
beach.
Yeah, it's
The
super
water
fun,
carnival.
Yeah, do we have hotels yet? Does anybody know?
No,
I don't know.
but that's Friday morning. And if you want to go Friday night to Somerset, Wisconsin,
Yeah.
we have tickets to the Summer of Loud tour.
Oh.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
This Friday at Somerset Amphitheater.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Just use that talkback button on the iHeartRadio app like Brandon did. And tell us why you need these tickets.
Brandon.
Listen to the final segment of the Power Trip each day to hear if you are a winner.
Well,
Congratulations, Tenna.
yeah, Tennessee is a big Beartooth
Oh,
fan.
wow.
I hope this wasn't Tenna.
Huge.
The talkbacks are getting spicy today.
Oh, they are?
They're not nice. Brandon's not a nice person.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Was it me?
It was not nice.
Was it my St. Michael stuff?
No, it was at me.
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh,
I
agree with
shouldn't
them.
be allowed on the radio.
I didn't know what they said, but I agree with them.
That's sad.
I'm a moron.
Dramatic pause.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say the whole thing, but I'm like, I can't say that word.
probably
You said
can't.
that poor moron.
You gave him tickets and he called you a moron?
No, he's not getting tickets.
Well, that's kind
I
of
transferred it to customer care, whatever that means.
Oh, was he that mean to you?
Yeah. It was not that.
Transferred it to HR.
We have that.
We do.
Listener HR.
It's a QR code on the wall out there.
Oh,
Yeah.
fancy.
Yeah, it's great.
Open up a ticket.
Okay.
Well, here's this.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by All Around, your TimberTech deck building contractor.
Marney, the Minnesota Lynx battle the Mercury tomorrow at
right.
2:30
How about it?
p.m.
Let's
Why
go.
is it at 2:30?
There's a tradition in the WNBA where teams play one game per year, and they call it Camp Day. It's on a weekday, like a Wednesday or a Thursday, and it's in
Yeah.
the middle of the afternoon, usually like at noon. So in Phoenix, that must be a noon game. Are they 2 hours behind us right now?
They sure are.
So noon 30.
Noon 30, and then the very next game, the very next day on Thursday,
They do it
the
again.
Lynx are in Los Angeles playing at 2 o'clock our time,
Right.
which is 2 o'clock LA time.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Noon,
then
LA time.
and then the Lynx will have their camp game next week, Wednesday at noon. So there's some day games coming up.
Oh, sweet.
I saw those on my TV the other day, and I'm like, that's got to be repeats. Like I was going through the
No.
guide, like when are the next WNBA games? And I saw 2:30 noon and noon. I was like, that can't be right.
Yeah. It's
That's right.
And actually, their Saturday game is at noon because it's an ABC game. So that is the typical
Right.
Saturday
Yes, that's
national
right.
window.
Yep.
So the Lynx are playing 2:30, 2 o'clock, noon, 7 o'clock, noon. Those are their next
And
5
is the
game
idea then
times.
that summer camps can come see them?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And they open up the upper bowl. The entire
sweet.
arena is full. I mean, they'll put like
That's fun.
13, 15,000 in Target Center. I understand it holds 19. So I take back what I said about totally full, but mostly full, and a lot of high pitched cheering from the kids. But it's awesome.
Boney, your Twins battle the Cubs tonight at 6:40. Simeon, Woods, Richardson goes for your Twins. Your Twins are 43 and 47. They're 14 games back of Detroit. The Cubs lead the NL Central.
Simeon Woods Richardson has gone from a guy who was demoted and then called up because they just were running out of bodies to the second most reliable starter on this staff over the last month. So that's the good news. The bad news is that he's facing Shota Imanaga from the Cubs, who has been unreal since he came to the U.S. and started pitching a year and a half ago. Fantastic pickup by the Cubs a couple years ago, and he's sitting with a under 3 ERA in the National League. So the Twins have their work cut out for them, and they've got to start making some hay. They've got 6 games left in this homestand. I mean, they probably need to go 4-2, inch a little bit closer to 500, give themselves a shot coming out of the All-Star break, and see if they can, be a 500 record as the trade deadline approaches. And they have to decide which way they're going to go.
The hot rumor is on Saturday when they play Pittsburgh, it will be Paul Skeens, the best pitcher in the National League, against Joe Ryan.
So that's an interesting. That's interesting. Part of that may depend on whether or not Joe Ryan ends up getting named as an alternate in the All-Star game, or whether or not he's being
should
considered.
be.
He
Yes.
got snubbed.
Yes.
If you missed it on Sunday, he probably belongs there.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon that the guy who most belongs there ends up getting a spot as various people drop out the week of the All-Star game. He is scheduled to pitch Saturday. That would make it less likely for him to be named to the All-Star game, because I'm not sure that he'd have to be able to say, I can also pitch again Tuesday, which is, just 2 days rest. But they could also bump him forward to Friday, because even though his next turn in the rotation is Saturday, 5 days of rest would put him at Friday because they had an off day yesterday. So if that's my guess is if he ends up being an All-Star pick, we will not be able to see him pitch on Saturday. He'll pitch on Friday.
Well, then
instead.
when would Skeens pitch?
Well, Skeens would still pitch on Saturday, I think.
Yeah.
Well, except, I'm not sure exactly what his status is for the All-Star
He's
game.
4-7 with a 1.94 ERA.
Oof.
Yeah. Skeens has been unbelievably good, and Pittsburgh has failed to score any runs from him. I think I saw the stat yesterday, and I don't know how recent this is, but 12 times this year, him pitching, he has given up 1 or fewer runs.
Jeez.
And he's 4-7. which tells
my gosh.
you where Pittsburgh's at right now.
Yeah.
Who fired their coach earlier this year?
Would you trade him at the deadline?
No, they would never trade him. I don't think they would trade him at the deadline, especially not. It's rare that you will find. I mean, Skeens, I think, is only in his second year of service time. You've got team control for a guy for 6 years if you want it.
Yeah.
My guess is they would keep him around for, next year as well. And then once he starts getting expensive, which is arbitration year, then maybe it's a different question. So I would say this time next year at the trade deadline, that's probably a legitimate question.
Byron Buxton will be in his first ever home run derby on Monday. He has 20 home runs so far this season.
It's going to be fun to see him in the home run derby. I'm excited about that. He's just got such a pure, powerful stroke to left field. He seems like the kind of guy that would do pretty well in that.
Yeah, that should be fun.
That's a great story. Just a human story of a guy. You can be frustrated with his injuries or if he didn't perform the way you thought he should. But
because he's frustrated with the injuries.
Yes, he is. But that is a guy who has worked his butt off.
Yes.
And that is also a guy who is a very nice human being.
Yes.
Has a really nice family. His wife, Lindsay, used to come to the women's baseball camps that the Twins used to have. And she and I would play a little catch, and just super nice girl. They were high school sweethearts.
Aw.
Now they have 3 kids, and they're going to be shagging balls in the outfield, I would assume, as part of All-Star Weekend in his home state of Georgia.
Yeah, that's the icing on the cake, right?
What a wonderful, just human, feel-good story. Congratulations to the Buxton family. That's cool.
We watched him struggle through to the point where we knew he was in tremendous pain through the 2023 and 2022 seasons. Surgery in between there to try and get it fixed didn't work. Hours spent preparing to play in pain. Every game, 160, as many games as he could play. Not being able to play center field, which he loves, just having to DH. He did whatever he could do to try and stay on the field for that as he battled these chronic knee problems. He showed up.
What?
Yeah,
he pissed blood? Wait,
he did what he had to do.
Yeah, man. Ouch.
He showed up for the beginning of 2024 spring training looking and feeling healthy, and you did not understand how much pain he had been in until you saw him running without pain in 2024.
And suddenly being balls.
Suddenly being the fastest guy on the team again. And everything changed. I mean, his 2024 season, his 2025 season have been amazing. He's not only, putting up amazing numbers, he's just also playing every day in center field. Like every day. It's fun to see.
It's the best stuff I've ever seen him have.
Wow.
It's really exciting stuff.
It is.
We agree, Rocco.
You're right, Rocco.
Yeah, thank you, Rocco.
Let's see here. The Pacers confirmed that Tyrese Halliburton will be out the entire next season.
Yeah.
He tore his Achilles in Game 7 of the NBA Final.
Bummer.
Owie.
Unexpected.
So, the quarterback 2 bit comes out today, Hawk?
Yeah.
There's a super interesting tidbit that Kirk Cousins says in the first episode that relates to the Vikings.
Does it involve me?
No. He did talk to you, though.
Then are you just not interested?
I don't care then. I'm going to turn to a different radio station.
There's plenty of them on the free IR radio.
Stop. Don't you get me started with that. Don't you get me started. Don't you do it. Did you guys see that Chevy is selling Mustangs now? This is crazy. I don't mean to be this guy, but it's a beautiful day out there. I hope at about 9:40 it starts raining so I can just play video games all day and not feel bad about it.
Yeah, he could play him anyway.
Look at the hourly forecast. That's probably not going to happen.
There's something about feeling I don't know why I feel guilty about things I shouldn't feel guilty about, but it's like, it's nice outside. You should go outside and play.
I do. I feel the same way.
I'm 54.
Right.
I'm not going outside to play.
But there are cemeteries to explore.
Yeah.
There really are. And they're full of interesting stories. I hope someday some dude is rolling through the cemetery and looks down on my tombstone and goes, "Oh, hockey. Yeah, I've heard of that guy."
He died of chlamydia.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
How old was I?
108.
Did I die doing what I love?
And there was a vaccination.
Yeah, and he
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Not going to do it. I love the burn.
Your mic's on.
And Corey's not here today to tell you to stay inside and play your video games.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what he would do.
Right.
How did he end up? Is he done?
No.
He's
He's
still
at day
playing.
3.
Yeah, he's still playing.
Yeah, he had a pretty up part of the day yesterday. He was
Yeah,
very,
when that guy put his knee on him.
Yep.
He was up all right.
Wow.
But he's a little below average stack right now.
Yeah. Well, me too. Hey, listen.
Yes, I heard that.
But
I'm
he's
going to look
fine.
at the camera, and I want to look the camera in the eye. And I want to say this, because you can watch this at KFAN.com/watch. We're doing the whole show on camera these days, because, people really want to see us. I hope Corey wins. I mean that. I'm looking the camera straight in the eye. I don't know why he thinks I don't want him to win. I either want him to go out on the first hand or to win the whole thing. I really, really, really do. I want him to do well. I want him to be happy, because that's a giant amount of money to put into doing something you're really bad at, like he's been doing for years and years and years. And he wants to be good at it. It's like me and sex. I really want to be good at it. I just can't be. So I would like
Are you
Corey
getting all this?
to be good at poker for once in his damn life.
Just once.
Just fold, Corey. Just fold. You're not going to outthink them. Just fold and save all your money. They're smarter than you. Admit it. Save your stack.
Yes, please.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
but Corey had booked his flight home for yesterday originally, right?
He did not
today.
book a flight home.
Well, we didn't?
No.
Usually
He
he
told
me he did not have a flight home.
usually does one-way flights for this.
Yeah. Well, he probably said that, but I
Well,
wasn't
yeah, you
listening.
can do one-way flights, but you book them.
No.
No,
He doesn't.
How does that work?
He will book it as soon as
You
he's
go online and
Oh,
you
I
book
see.
a
I see.
flight.
Oh, I see.
No, because I think what happened to him last year is, wasn't it, he had a flight booked and he just missed it because he made it farther than he thought he would?
He made it just far enough to miss the flight.
Yeah.
But not, so.
Yeah.
He
So
had
did-
not booked it.
Did he plan to be here this morning for today's
No,
radio?
no.
Okay, so
He's
he has not yet
I don't,
outperformed.
he does
what
not have an out.
he thought.
But he doesn't have a flight booked, I don't believe.
Right. But what Marnie's saying is you can book it the morning you decide to leave.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Right, Marnie?
or even a couple of days.
Yeah.
I just meant, did he in his mind assume
No.
he was going to be
No.
back today?
No.
So he's
No.
still
No.
playing
No,
and
he can't see reality.
expected to be playing.
Right.
He could have been out by today, absolutely. He could have
Okay.
been out yesterday, or even on Saturday he could have been out.
Is half the field out?
More than that.
More than half
Two-thirds
right
of the
now.
field is
Okay.
out.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Okay.
He's done well, yeah.
He's done well. All right. He's got some work to do today. If he gets through today into tomorrow, he's got a good chance at cashing. But and the top 1,461 players will cash. So he's got to get to that point tomorrow. If he does, then he'll actually make money off of this. But if he's out today or if he's out early tomorrow, he will not cash. So.
And how are you following this?
There's a new app that they just released this year, World Series of Poker Plus, or WSOP Plus.
What's up?
So exactly,
Plus.
WSOP Plus, and so they have a whole new system this year where in the past we just would literally get a report at they would post at 5 o'clock in the morning of all the players. Now you can kind of follow it, not live, but every 2 hours it'll update.
So I have to do it on my phone.
And then
Yeah.
last question, when does he start playing today? Is it an afternoon gig? Is it an evening gig?
I don't know if is it a 12:30 Pacific start or
No.
something like that? Yeah, it's in the.
So an afternoon.
So he'll have 10 more hours of poker today, hopefully.
10 hours?
Yeah, that's what he's already played 20 hours of poker.
Oh,
Man, I'll tell you what.
Are you joking?
No, he's not joking. But I'll tell you what, my A word would fall asleep.
Same.
Well, no wonder why they're all trying to get action out there.
Yeah, and no wonder he didn't feel that guy's knee
Yeah.
on his leg. He can't feel
all his
anything.
weight.
his legs are numb.
Yeah. Been there.
That guy's probably horrified.
Yeah. No, that guy was into it. So was Corey.
It did seem weird.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
I felt because I sent that picture to that group and it took forever for anybody to respond. And I'm like, am I missing something here? Is this not
Yeah.
freaking
No, I know.
hilarious?
I know.
And then you had to you cropped it,
Yeah.
which more exaggerated it, but
Yeah.
I mean, it
No.
was after 7:30.
And
I
if you
was
don't know
in
what we're
bed.
talking about, Corey's playing in the World Series of Poker in Vegas. He's sitting at a table yesterday, And the gentleman to his immediate left has his knee resting on top of Corey's leg as they sit at the table.
Yeah, they're touching.
They're touching. And I think, honestly, that it is a intimidation tactic from the other guy.
Same.
I think that's what's going on.
But you should be able to file a complaint or even just raise your hand and be like, he's touching me.
Yeah. Oh no. There'd be a bleeding nose.
Yeah. Wow.
You get your damn leg off me, lady.
Yeah. Got to be a rule about the under
You
the
would
table
never
stuff.
say that.
No, you're right. Yeah, there's got to be some rules about touching.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, I mean if they can call the floor and the floor will be like, hey,
The floor.
Yeah. Well. Hello. I've said hi to the floor a few times. You know what I mean? Said hi to the porcelain god a few times. Hey, Johnny Bones.
Yes, sir.
You're a professional drinker. How often do you throw up?
you're a professional.
Wow. Not very often.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
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 I'm past that point in my life.
Yeah,
It
correct.
has been a
Correct.
long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's the worst, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the worst.
The
It's not
worst.
good.
The worst.
Well, the worst is when you know you have to throw up.
Yeah.
You know you have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
But you're not to that point yet, and you're just kind of like waiting for.
Yeah, because the dude already paid.
Yeah.
So you got to do it.
Yeah. But there's always that like 2 or 3 minutes where you're like, come on. If I don't throw up, I'll never do this
Oh,
again.
it's the worst.
Please,
Yeah,
please.
yeah,
And then
just
you're
got to
just
get it out. Get it out. Yeah.
Hideous.
It's the worst.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Yep.
That is that and the headache and just the
Yeah.
feeling gross
Yeah,
is
hideous.
a huge deterrent for me.
Yeah.
Like I love to have a couple of cocktails, mostly Surfside, and thank you to
Yeah.
Surfside for
Obviously.
sponsoring my appearance
that's
here
what the
this
whole angle
morning.
was. Yeah, right.
But I will have a couple of Surfsides, spread it out, and I will taper off before I go to bed because I have learned in the years that is the way to avoid
Yeah.
being sick, feeling bad. Like I love to get a little buzz on for sure, but the hangover
Hideous.
will prevent me from going beyond that.
I cried tonight.
And I only needed a few of them to learn that lesson.
Yeah.
It took me legitimately like 2 weeks to get over St. Patrick's Day this year. Like
You might need a meeting.
Really?
it was a really it was a great
the
day,
day?
but it was a good day.
Well,
but
you were waiting for the shampoo to come in.
yes, I mean it was.
So next St. Patrick's Day,
What
would you
happened?
do it again?
You got crabs?
You got crabs?
It was a good night. It was a good night.
So yes. So the answer is yes. So
We
that
partied in St. Paul, but it didn't feel worth it. Did not feel worth it.
I think
No.
I find the stopping early,
Yeah.
which could also mean starting early.
That's what I did on the 4th.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
But I don't know.
Dov handed me one, and I'm like, all right, here we go. And then by like
yeah.
3:30, I'm like, yeah, I've had enough. Yeah, and I just stopped.
3:30.
I mean, I didn't tell you what time we started, but yeah, about 3:30. Yeah. I at one point I'm sitting out, and the wind picked up, and it blew my high noon right into my lap, and it looked like I peed myself. I had to go take a shower. It was a disaster.
You had to take a shower?
Well, it was covered. Yeah, it was. I didn't want to be
How about
all
change your
gross.
shorts?
I did all that, and I took a shower. I don't know. I'd had about 14 of them at that point.
All right.
Hey, do you want to hear my Kirk Cousins thing?
Let me hit the Vikings news first.
It's time for Vikings news on the Power Trip, presented by
Radco. Thank you, Radco. It won't be long now. Football season's right around the corner, and Saucy files this report.
So, quarterback 2 comes out today, and once again, it has Kirk Cousins in it. And Kirk Cousins said, I think it's in the first episode, I don't know when this happens, but he said, I felt like I had been on a little bit misled, or certainly if I had the information around free agency, it would have affected my decision. I had no reason to leave Minnesota as much as we loved it here. If both teams were drafting a quarterback high, he would have stayed in Minnesota.
Wow.
So he did, obviously. They took a quarterback, and he found out, the bit is he found out on the way to like the draft party that they took a quarterback with the 8th overall
Wow.
pick, and it was Michael Penix. He felt misled.
Well, they took a quarterback higher than the Vikings took. a
Yeah, they took one at
By a
8.
mile.
That's where, like,
Vikings did.
when that was the draft, that like everybody knew the Vikings needed a quarterback.
Right.
And I think it's the Vikings. I don't remember, but it's one of the teams, because they always release these videos after the fact. And it's one of the teams that says, we don't have to worry about pick 8. They're not taking a quarterback. And then it was the Vikings may have had to get to pick 9 or 10, which they got to pick 10 to take
Thank
McCarthy.
God.
Right, relax.
Right.
But like that was one of the more shocking draft things I've seen, and I've watched the draft for 25 plus years. No one thought they just paid him a month and a half earlier all that money. Hogs,
Question
daddy.
for each of you guys. Unanswerable question, but I would love your opinion. Would we have been better last year with Kirk than Sam?
No,
I don't think so either.
No.
Because Kirk was still injured.
Kirk was still injured, and
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
it was.
Like, I don't think he recovered completely before the beginning of the season. It didn't
and
look like it anyway.
Sam just found magic in a bottle like
Right.
Case Keenum did in 2017.
That said, man, another
Yeah.
year in the system and with the coach. But no, I mean, it would have been hard for anybody. What do you think, Johnny Bones? What do you think, Marnes?
I think they probably would have been better.
You think they would
Better
have
than 14-3?
Well, better than exiting.
Okay.
Well, it's
I
not
hear
like
what he's saying,
Kirk
though.
was that
I hear
great.
what he's saying.
Maybe you
Well,
don't.
no,
get
Kirk
to
doesn't
that.
win playoff games.
No, so
Well, yeah.
He's
yeah.
won one in his whole
Let me
career.
ask you the follow-up question to this. Would they be better this year with Kirk Cousins or with
no.
J.J. McCarthy?
No, also though, I don't think Patrick Mahomes could have gotten out of the way of that offensive line.
Well,
The offensive
maybe.
line is what killed him at the
Maybe.
last two games.
Marnie, what do you think, babe?
Yeah, I watched a lot of Vikings football, and I do think there was something special about what we had, and whether it's lightning in a bottle or there's a lot to be said for off the field chemistry and things just clicking and working. And I have no reason to believe that with Kirk Cousins there wasn't.
Right.
But maybe just something about that mix was right.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. I don't know what, and again, I whoever said it, it's hard to be better than 14-2. I mean, or 14-3, whatever. No, 15-2. We played 17 games.
yeah, we were 14-3.
14-3.
That includes the playoff game, right?
No,
Detroit
No.
we were 14-4.
Detroit
We lost
twice.
twice to the
And Rams
Lions
twice,
and
but
to
the
Rams.
second Rams was in the playoffs. There you go.
And if you look at that 2024 draft,
It's so weird to have 17 games. I can't
there
get
were
used to it.
1,
Yes.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quarterbacks taken in that draft.
Yeah.
5 of them are great.
We got the best one.
I mean, Caleb Williams is good. You even said that after you saw him in Chicago. He's a good player.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels won the Rookie of the Year. Drake May played on a really bad team. He's good. I mean, we saw, flashes from Michael Penix Jr., and Bo Nix was outstanding. They're all good. The only one that's a question mark is the guy we have because he hasn't played. That's a pretty good hit for that 2024 draft. That's
we'll be
a
talking
good
about
quarterback
that draft for a while, I think.
Hopefully, yeah. And if all 6 of them are good, that's outstanding.
It's never been done.
Right. Has it? I mean, I doubt it. I mean, you rarely see that many players, and it's one season.
Right.
But they're all good players. So
I know
we'll
it's
see.
completely different. How was the Marnes? How was the draft the year that the Wolves took Ant with the first pick?
How was the draft?
Yeah, it was like stacked with stars, and we had 1 million people to choose from. Or was he the guy who was head above everybody else?
No, and it was 2020. So that was the
that's
year that you
right.
couldn't really watch guys work out the way that you would. Yeah, there was a lot of opinions and controversy, and like we didn't know Anthony Edwards. There was one article written about him, and it basically said he didn't really like basketball that much. He likes football, and so everyone was like, "Oh, we're getting Andrew Wiggins again, a guy who's just gonna like walk around."
Right.
I mean, we had no idea he had this kind of personality. So it's funny you would choose that year because that was the single strangest NBA draft year we've ever had.
Well, I ask because specifically, I mean, we could have chosen anyone, and we chose
Yeah,
him.
correct.
So it's like obviously we chose a great guy. Were there other people who came second, third, or fourth, or fifth who are doing great as well?
Wasn't the third pick out of the league?
No, that was LaMelo.
That was LaMelo.
Was James Wiseman the
Yeah,
second pick?
yes.
He might be out of the league.
That was the thing is, should it be Anthony Edwards? Should it be James Wiseman? He's not, I don't think he's out of the league. He was with the Warriors. He wasn't really playing.
I think he went to the Pistons.
It's not been good.
He's like the 13th guy on a 15-guy bench kind of.
But LaMelo Ball was third that year, and Tyrese Halliburton was 12th.
Oh wow, okay.
So
Who
yeah,
they
some
tried
good
to
guys.
get back up and get, by the way.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Who they? The Wolves?
The Wolves, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
They saw it clearly. Jaden McDaniels, pick 28.
Yep.
Really? J-Mac.
Yep.
J-Mac.
Wow.
We already
So that's
had a
good.
J-Mac on the team, and Jordan McLaughlin. We had another one.
How
They
cool
got-
that we had the first overall pick and we got the right guy.
Oh,
They
yes.
got 2 starters in
Huge.
one
Yeah,
draft.
right.
Yeah.
A huge move.
That's
Yeah,
good.
it was
Good.
sweet.
Good. And we did it with the Vikings too, with JJ
Yeah.
last year too.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Right, Zacho?
I can't wait to find out, man. I mean, you talk about trial by fire. Hawk, you've been talking about it. The prime time starts. I mean,
Oh man, Chicago Monday Night Football the very next week. Was it Sunday Night Football? Atlanta.
yeah. Like, that's a couple of. I mean,
There we go.
Unbelievable.
Monday Night Football, September 8th at Chicago. Sunday Night Football at home versus Atlanta. Back-to-back weeks, prime time. 7:15 and 7:20 starts.
Can't wait.
I can't wait.
Can't wait. I love that the first game is a Monday night game because you got all the first Sunday to watch football.
And we've talked about this a lot, guys, but it's we go to Dublin, then we go to London. But not only do we do that, that's week 4 and 5.
Yeah.
It's like right away.
Then they have a bye.
And then we have the bye.
Yep.
And then we come back against the hated Philadelphia Eagles
Yep.
at home.
A noon game, which is weird that that's a noon game.
I'm shocked by that.
Yeah, it's a
too.
Super Bowl champs.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lost Sunday. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
You start getting after it about 6 a.m.
Oh, for sure.
You and your giant wolfhound.
Yeah, the Twins will be done by then.
You'll be showering by 3:30 with a high noon in your lap.
8 o'clock hour coming right up. Don't forget, the whole show's been on KFAN.com/watch today. You can check us out there. We'll be right back on the Fan.
This Prime Day, July 8th through the 11th, you can get a great deal on a new foot spa, transforming you into the queen of kicking it.
Wait, this has bubble jets. Okay.
Shop great deals this Prime Day, July 8th through the 11th.